Hi everyone, Richard Wong here from New Zealand. Huawei has recently announced their new mid-range smartphone, which is the Nova 3, the phone I'm holding right here. Now, I have already started working on a full in-depth review of this smartphone, especially focusing on its camera features. But normally it takes me 2 to 4 weeks to work on a full review, so I thought maybe I should just do a very quick video to share with you some of my first impression of this smartphone after I've been using it a couple of days. So at the end of this video, I'm also going to share with you some of the photos I shot on this phone. They are all unedited photos straight from the camera. So while the Nova 3 is a mid-range smartphone, it's using the same processor as its own flagship smartphone, the Huawei Mate 10 Pro and also the Huawei P20 Pro. The display is a 6.3-inch IPS LCD panel. The color contrast is very good and I have absolutely no problem using this phone under the bright sunlight during the middle of the day. It has 6GB of memory and 128GB of storage, so it's pretty much as most of the flagship smartphones in the market. As you can see, the design of the phone is very similar to the P20 Pro, and it also has this very beautiful purple bluish color option available. Now, compared to their own P and Mate series flagship smartphone, the Nova 3 is targeting a younger audience market, and because of that, there are some features specially designed to target the younger audience. First thing is that the front camera, it has a dual front camera setup. This is even something their flagship smartphone doesn't have. The dual front camera setup is a 24 megapixel main camera and then a 2 megapixel secondary camera. The secondary camera is mainly used to create the depth map, in other words, the 3D information that is required for some of the features that is available on this phone. And one of the features is the 3D Qmoji, which you have seen at the beginning of this video. So basically it's to create a real-time 3D model of your face and then use it to map it to one of the 3D character that is available inside the camera app and then used to create what they call the 3D Qmoji. In other words, it's quite similar to the Apple Animoji. It's very fun. I have been playing it quite a bit with my kids and with my family in the last few days. And because this phone is targeting a younger market, when you run the camera app, you notice that when you compare it to, say, the camera app on the P20 Pro, they are very similar. They are the typical Huawei design, but there are quite a few differences. For example, the Pro mode on the P20 Pro is easily accessible from the primary screen, while on the Nova 3 is not available on the primary screen. It's still available, but you have to go to the secondary screen to select and enable the Pro mode feature. So instead of the Pro mode, Huawei has put the AR lens mode as one of the options you can choose from the primary screen. If you are a Nova 2 user, you will probably be quite familiar with the AR lens mode. There are a couple of very fun features available. For example, you can swap the background, you can do some gesture, and also there's the new 3D Qmoji feature that we have mentioned a little bit earlier in this video. So there are lots of features and I'm going to talk about them a little bit more in the final review, but it's definitely quite fun even for people like me who normally don't play with this kind of features. If you love to take selfie, then the Nova 3 would be a very good phone for you because it has the dual front camera setup and there are also tons of features and settings for taking selfies. For example, you have different 3D lighting mode you can choose. You have the shadow depth of field mode. You have the new real-time HDR Pro mode. Of course, you have the beauty mode. And not just that, you can even customize your own beauty mode features. So you can even predefine how you want the camera to apply the different beauty adjustment to your selfies. Now, while usually I don't really take a lot of selfies, I did give it a quick try already, and I'm quite impressed with the adjustment you can choose and the result I got from the front cameras. Let's talk about the rear camera. The rear camera, it also has a dual camera setup. It has a 16 megapixel color sensor and also with a 24 megapixel monochrome sensor. Both camera has a f1.8 aperture. So while the aperture is not as large as its flagship, it's still pretty fast and the image quality seems to be pretty decent. The JPEG seems to be a little bit over sharpened to my taste, which is the typical Huawei tradition. But other than that, I'm quite happy with the image quality I've seen so far. The colors are very nice, the dynamic range seems to be pretty good for a smartphone camera. The AI scene recognition also seems to work quite well, and it seems like Huawei has tuned down the AI adjustment quite a bit. So the result after the AI adjustment is now more natural, more similar to what you see in the real life. The camera's low light performance also seems to be pretty good. I've took some photo at around 3200 ISO up to ISO 4000. While I won't say the photo I took at ISO 3200 like super nice, but it's definitely very usable. So this is very impressive for a little smartphone camera. The camera also supports most of the more advanced feature that is available on its flagship smartphone. For example, the light painting mode, the monochrome mode, the panorama, and even the super slow motion video is also available. It can go up to 480 frames per second at 720p resolution, which is very impressive for a mid-range smartphone. Now, I haven't really got the chance to try out the super slow motion yet, but I will definitely try it out in the next week or two, and I will share some of the results in the full in-depth review. So after using the Nova 3 for a couple of days, so far I am pretty impressed by this smartphone. Overall, the performance seems to be very good. It's very snappy, very responsive. The battery life is very good. And for the camera, the front camera is definitely very good for people who love to take selfie. And the photos captured by the rear camera, I think apart from that, the JPEG still seems to be a little bit over sharpened. Other than that, I'm very happy with the image quality captured by the rear camera, color, contrast, low light performance all seems to be very good. But I guess what I'm impressed the most is the AI scene recognition seems to make it very easy to capture nice pictures. And I will definitely do more in-depth testing and comparison, and I will share with you my final thoughts in my full review. So thank you very much for watching this short video. I hope you like it. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe so you won't miss the full review. And I also working on a couple of other review and videos which I will be publishing very shortly. Now I'm going to share with you some of the photos I shot on the Nova 3 in the last couple of days. They are all unedited photos straight from the camera, and most of them were just shot in the photo mode, so pretty much point and shoot. So I let the camera to do all the adjustment for me. So if you have any questions about the Nova 3 or if there's anything you want me to talk about in the final review, please leave a comment below and I will try to make it into the final full in-depth review. Thank you again for watching and I will see you again very soon.